My ex-best friend, who cheated with my husband, was furious when I refused to make peace, so I told her he tried to reconcile after her miscarriage. I was best friends with Jess for almost 30 years when I learned she was having an affair with my husband Henry. I divorced him and ended my friendship with her. She was pregnant when I learned the truth too. At the same time, Henry and I had our kids who were 2 and 4 at the time. This was 4 years ago. During our divorce, Jess suffered a later miscarriage and Henry tried to get me back. He sent me 100 texts about how he wanted our family and only stayed with Jess because she was pregnant and how he'd wanted to fight for me. He wrote a lot of awful things about Jess and he even sent photos of the gift he got me for my birthday that he didn't have the chance to give me because I found out about him and Jess and ended our marriage. He was trying to get me back for a solid 3 to 4 months and even after he stopped the constant push to get me back he was always saying he loved me and wanted me. Jess wanted me to not hate them and I told her to leave me alone because I didn't want to see her again and I knew I didn't get that effing choice because she was selfish and that she and Henry were disgusting. She tried to shame me for not sympathizing about her miscarriage and I told her to get out of my face. She hadn't expected me to reject her, I don't think, and became angry at me for rejecting her when we were having a rough patch. She started gloating that my kids would love her and she'd be their second mommy. My kids don't call her mom or even say they have 3 parents. I never tried to stop it but they just don't. I avoid Jess and Henry until I can't and I didn't send the wedding gift when they got married which also pissed Jess off. While Henry was upset it was him marrying Jess instead of us remarrying. I kept the text from him because if he ever started to increase his efforts I wanted to have proof of harassment and the fact I had asked him to stop repeatedly. He even told me when Jess miscarried again and needed a procedure which showed she could never get pregnant again. She knew none of this, but she confronted me again recently about not being friendly, hating them, and trying to rub it in my face that they are the family unit for my kids and that I'm just the extra person they have to see. And she brought up Henry always wanting her and I was pathetic keeping the kids from embracing her as mom. I brought up Henry to her during a fight, which happened when she showed up at my house while the kids were at school and the fact he only wanted her because of the pregnancy and tried many times to get me back. I even showed her a lot of what he sent me. And the ones where he shared her fertility troubles with me. Now she's pissed at me for not telling her beforehand and Henry's mom showed up to say how awful I was to ruin the marriage like that and why couldn't I let them be happy. She told me I was extra petty for revealing all this after so long.